Here is the finished product of the project Dissertation Co 6009. Game title: Story of Hero. Consumer may start the game by launching the visual novel project.exe. At the start, the consumer is lead to the main menu. Here consumer don't need to sign in or register anything to play the game. Consumer will be greeted by options in the beginning of the game. The main menu displays the start option to start the game. Start and stop music for the main menu. Then here this is the load functionality of the game. Basically consumer will be provided with pages of slot. Here in the About section, consumer will be displayed with the version of the game being made, the character art, background, music and sound effect, and the license. In the Help section, consumer may click on Help function displays instructions for the keyboard and mouse. Under Settings, consumer will be greeted with the display settings. The rollback side functions as when consumer click left or right of the screen they will go to previous dialog. The skip button will be act as consumer selected. Skipping the unseen text. Skip to choices. Or skip scene. Auto forward is a function for in-game. This makes the dialogue to continue playing until the game reaches to the selection process. Then, the text speed function is how fast the dialogue will roll onto the display. On the right side, consumer is greeted with the sound, music, and mute all option. Then lastly the quit option to close the game. Consumer is shown the instructions on how the keyboard and mouse functions in the game. Here is the text box. This is where the dialogue will be displayed. Under the text box is the function for in-game. Previous is to go back through dialogue. History is for consumer to see the dialogue history in-game. Now let's try the skip to choices option. Skip to choices option for when consumer want to skip through scenes and go to the selection path. Now on the display, in the middle of the screen we can see selection path. This will branch story of the game. Consumer will see the difference of story depending of the path they took. Now for the rest of the function in the game. Here is the auto function. You will see that the dialogue goes on by itself in a moment. As for saving the game, consumer may go to the save option. Consumer can save on one of the quick slot or the other pages provided. Let's return to the in-game function again by pressing the return to game option below. Beside the quick save, consumer will be able to quick save without having to choose which slot to save to. Quick load brings us back to where the quick save was. Lastly, players would be able to stop scene music using the stop background music function. Now, basically we already shown about all the functionality of the game. Basically hero is the main character of the arc. Consumer will be mostly reads the dialogue. This game provides more than just one story arc. And here is one of the ending of the game. Basically the ending of the story depends on the consumer. This ending shows that main character is more friendly towards this specific character. After the dialogue finish, the consumer will be brought to the main menu again. And that concludes for this project Dissertation.